Hello YouTube. So tonight I'm gonna talk about Late Night with the Devil. Before I get started, this video will contain some spoilers. And before I review, I'm just gonna tell you the premise of this movie. So the premise of this movie is about a host who ended up bringing that girl who's possessed by some sort of demon. And then from there, a lot of crazy shit happens, especially toward the end. Now, I don't have a negative perspective on this movie, but I do have something that I'm more mixed. One thing that I am mixed about is that, um, for me, like towards the end, was a bit anticlimactic, and some of the CGI didn't really bother me because some of the CGI that was used in this movie, they mainly did it because to make the movie more 70s like, because this movie takes place in the 70s. So, but one thing that I didn't really like is when the demon fully has control over that girl and it starts like splitting her head in half, and then it's like the flames comes out, but it looks very like unrealistic. And I mean, I kind of get why they did it. I just feel like it should they should have made it more like grotesque, like more gruesome. And I wish like the demon would have killed a lot more people in the studio. But that's just me. I did like some of the humor that happened toward the end. Like one of the characters, he's like a skepticism and a magician. One character, he uses a cross and got his head like twisted in the back. And then another character, which is a doctor that have been helping that girl try to like maintain and control the demon. She gets her throat slit. And that was a nice and gruesome scene. And lastly, the skeptical magician, like he doesn't believe in the supernatural. So he's trying to look for like a cross, but he ended up putting that like $1 million check that he got to try to like save himself and try to bribe the demon to like not get him killed, but he ended up getting killed anyways. He gets like burned, which is also like not very realistic. I wish when he got burned alive, I wish they made it more realistic, in my opinion. Now for the positives, I really enjoyed this movie. Like I thought it was a very well made movie. The cinematography, like the way the movie looks, it looks very 70s like. And even like the clothing design, like everybody looked like and dressed like they're in the 70s, and I really enjoyed that. The acting very good. I don't really fully remember the names of the actors, but some of them you may know. The main actor, he's in The Dark Knight. He's in some of the other DC films, and I really like how creepy this movie is. This movie, like, throughout the whole entire film, it made me feel like really uneasy and uncomfortable. And because the whole premise is really creepy, especially when it started bringing that girl. Like even though that you could just tell, like even when she's not fully possessed, like you could tell like the demon is already lingering her. And then the way that she looks at the camera, like this is kind of creepy. Yeah, everything else that we were talking about in this movie, like it's kind of creepy, like when they were talking about like the occults and stuff like that. And then toward the end, like towards the very end, is like very trippy. Like the horror is very psychological. Yeah, that movie is very good. It's a must watch. Overall, I give that movie a 4.5 stars. If it wasn't for some of the things that I wouldn't say like I didn't like, but I'm pretty mixed with some of the things like that. Like I said, some of the CGI I didn't really like, and I wish it was like a little bit more gorier. But aside from all that, I think it's a really solid like horror movie. especially if you're into like psychological and found footage films. It's just a very well made movie. So yeah, I highly recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it. And that's all for my review. You all have a good night.